So as you guys might have noticed, this video is the same title of the video that I uploaded last week. Actually 2 weeks ago. Wow, time just flies. Anyway, and the reason why I decided to take down that video and make a new one is because I got a couple comments regarding really big concepts that I missed in the video, and I feel like because I missed those concepts, a lot of the information was misinterpreted. And so I thought it would just be better to make a more simplistic video because the other one I did a lot of fancy editing and everything. And I think because of that I just really missed out on the more important concepts. So I thought that we would just take it down a little bit, make it a little bit more casual, and today we are going to talk about how to save money on reborns. And while we do that, I'm going to change Miles into this really cute turquoise one-piece thing that's really adorable. It has little alpacas on it with this mustard colored trim. I absolutely love this. It's by Cat and Jack. But anyway, before I really dive into this topic with you guys, I would really like to say that this video is not about how to find a cheap reborn. I'm sorry, there is just not such a thing as a cheap reborn. Reborn starting prices are typically around $200, so I hope that gives you guys a good idea. However, these tips will help anyone from people whose budget is in the 200 range all the way up until the 2000s range. And this is just how to kind of save a little bit money here and there so that you can pay off a reborn easier, save money quicker, things like that. This is not about gypping artists or sellers or anything like that. This is just about how I like to save a little money as a college student, and I think with buying and selling anything, there are always a couple ways to be able to do that. And so the really good way to kind of be able to buy more expensive reborns, because I know a lot of people have questions about that, and this is a little bit off topic, but I think it's important, is it's important to just start off small and then slowly build. So as an example of like what I did is I bought a reborn for around $200 for my very first time, and then when I sold her, I sold her for around the same price, I think a little bit less, and then I added $100 to that. So now I had a little under $300. And so you can kind of just keep on going and going and going until you can buy really high-end dolls. So there you go. I hope that helps anyone starting out, but now let's go to the tips for everyone. So my first and biggest tip is always look for dolls that you love, because I feel like a lot of the times what happens, especially with me, since I'm kind of a little bit of a budget buyer, and I don't have a ton of money to feed into the hobby, is that sometimes all I do is I just try looking for the deals, and I don't always hone in on finding dolls that I absolutely love. And so a lot of the times, you lose money with that, because when you buy a doll and then sell it off, I typically take a little bit off of the original price that I bought it. And so in that, you're losing money. So find dolls that you're really, really in love with, that you're going to have in your collection for a long time and are going to be worth the money that you put into them. And so I've had Miles for almost 2 years now. Oh, I'm going to make his hair all messy. And I absolutely adore this little boy. He is just so sweet. And he was definitely on the higher end price, but it's 100% worth it because I just love him so much. And sometimes you have to wait a long time for that doll. I didn't really know that I wanted Miles, or a doll like Miles, until I spent hours of looking through eBay and Facebook auctions and posts and sales on Instagram and everything. It took a while, and I think that's important. That's how you get a doll that you're really going to love. So that'll help you from just buying and selling, and losing some of your money in the process. And the second biggest tip that I like to use is buy your dolls off the second market. And on the previous video that I posted, someone said that a lot of dolls that are higher end actually do hold their value. And that is very true. And that's a huge thing that I forgot to mention in the past video. is so many dolls do hold their original value. However, I've noticed that a lot of very beautiful dolls will sometimes go for quick sales because people need to sell their doll fast to get funds for another thing. So, as an example, which I showed in the last video, I believe, there was a Facebook post about a Sylvia Square doll for sale on someone's Facebook. I think I just said that, sorry. And the doll was only $900. That's such a good deal for a prototype quality doll because, as you guys know, most of Sylvia's dolls will sell for thousands of dollars. So you have to look, you have to search. It's not just, oh, like, this doll is secondhand, it's definitely going to be less, because that's certainly not true. So you have to look out for those deals, and you have to do your research, which is my second point, is always do your research, because it's not a deal if the doll is not what you imagined it to be, if that makes sense, or not what you want it to be. So a lot of people get tied into buying dolls from scammers because they don't do their research and they see a really beautiful doll for only $200. Wow, how is that price possible? And then they get the doll and it's not even the same thing. And that could be easily avoided, and your money wouldn't have been wasted if you just put in the research. And so whenever I buy a doll, especially secondhand, I will look into what the original price of that doll was. So sometimes you can find it on like eBay auctions where the doll was originally sold. If it was sold privately, you can kind of look at how much that artist typically sells for, and you can get an approximation. So if the original price was, now I'm just talking really fast. Okay, it's really hot in here too, which is why I'm putting him in this outfit instead, because it's really warm now. Anyway, getting so far off topic, let's just say that you find a doll and it's $1,000 and you're like, oh my gosh, that's a really, really good deal. That doll must have been marked down quite a bit from its original price. And then you do some research and you find out that the original price was actually only $800. Now that seems a bit of an issue. Some people purposely do mark up dolls, and that's totally fine because it's between the buyer and seller, so don't think that that's wrong. But at least now you know that you're not getting a special deal with that doll. And, you know, if you still decide to buy it, then that's okay, because, yet again, going back to the first point, it's more important to find a doll that you love because you'll hold on to that doll for longer and you'll spend less money searching around. But it's just good to check because you never know. And I always like to see kind of how much it's going to be worth it, kind of for my own good. That sounds horrible, but I sometimes decide to buy dolls because they're such a good deal that I'm like, oh, I can't pass this up. Like, wow, a Sylvia Square baby for only $900. That never happens. All right, here's my money, because I feel like I'm getting a better value, which gives me more of a rush when it comes to the purchase, because I do get a rush from budget buying. That sounds bad, and like I said, I make sure that I do really love the doll, but it's true. So I don't know if you guys are that way or not. Let me know in the comments, but that's just how I feel about it. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about research, is always just check original price. Oh, and be sure that if you're buying the doll secondhand, that you double check with the seller that they don't have any flaws, because I've seen it happen many times before where someone will get a doll and they didn't know that it was missing most of its hair in the back or something along those lines. So just ask the seller. If you're worried that the seller is not being honest, you can always ask the seller for safety pictures, or if they have any contacts that they've sold to before, so you can ask them. Get a second idea, look through all the pictures that they have and all the videos that they have of the doll to make sure it's exactly what you imagined it would be, because there's really nothing worse than getting a doll and being like, oh, that's not really what I was expecting. That's only happened to me once. I got a doll and every picture that she had of the doll was in a sleeper, And when I got the doll, I realized it was because their limbs were super, super pale, and I was devastated, and I had to sell the doll for significantly less than what I bought it for. So that's, that's another thing that you can avoid with just doing your research. Anyway, next point is have a set budget before you go looking for a doll. Now, sometimes it happens where you're just on Instagram or Facebook or, casually searching through eBay and you find a doll that you love and you just can't say no to, and that's a whole nother thing. But a lot of the times I will actively search when I'm ready for a new doll. And it's best for me to physically write down how much my budget is, because let's just say that my budget is $800. I cannot go over $800. That's going to be an issue. And let's just see I see a doll on eBay for $830. No. You have to really, really keep up with that and just hold it in and restraint from it, because I've noticed that when I spend more money than I intend to on a doll, I feel a little bit guilty, and just that was it worth it? Was it worth it? I don't know. And you don't really want to have those doubts when you get the doll. And, if you know you're not going to, that's good. But I personally know with a tight budget, being a college student, I have a limited amount of money, and I feel really guilty when I don't spend that on things that I need and I spend it on things that I want instead. So it's just good to kind of have that very solid. Same thing if you're bidding. It's really, really easy to overbid. One time, it's actually kind of funny, in high school, I let my mom bid for me on eBay because I was going to school and I wanted my mom to bid last minute, because that is another really, really good tip, is wait until the last hour before you bid on a doll, either silent auction or eBay, because then you won't outbid other people and unnecessarily raise the price. So that's a really good tip. But anyway, I was having her bid for me, and my budget, this was a long time ago, as I said, was $300. That was the most that I could spend on this doll. And my mom said that by the time that she finally stopped bidding, it was at $450. So she's like, I just got in a bidding war, and I just couldn't stop pressing the bid button. And I'm like, Mom, what would you have done if we won? And she's like, well, I would have helped you out. And I'm like, okay. So, it can happen to anyone, really. My mom is very good with, keeping things on budget, and even that, she was like, oh, I gotta win. So it's easy to get in that mentality and, spend more than you probably should. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I might want to add that I forgot in the last video, because I don't want to forget it twice. That would be silly. Oh my gosh, he is so cute. But yeah, I think that's it. I hope that you guys are having a great day. And I hope that these tips helped. If there are any more tips that you guys can think of, please let me know. And I hope that you guys are all staying healthy and safe. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.